One day at an AAR meeting, Ben Biagini of the Southern Pacific came up to me and he said, have you ever thought about getting our railroads together? So we had several meetings, Biagini, Rice, and Watkins, about putting the three railroads together. And the more we studied, the more it looked good. And I had figured that probably Southern Pacific 40, Chessie 30, Seaboard 30, which would have made 100. Biagini said no. He said, I want 55% or I'm not involved. He said, you all can split the rest any way you want to, but I have to have 55%. And Rice and Watkins said, no deal. So that broke it up. A week later, I called Tom Rice and said, now that Seaboard is not talking to Southern Pacific, would you have any interest in talking with Chessie? The big attraction was the fact that there was no overlay. It was strictly an end-to-end merger. I think there was one line between Lexington and Winchester, Kentucky. 12 miles was the only duplication in the entire 25,000-mile system. We spent all day, never got anywhere, and that was when I made the suggestion, look, let's split everything down the middle, 50-50, equal board, equal officers, everything. We had seen the problems of Stuart Saunders and Al Perman, so Prime and I decided early on that we had to find ways to work together, and he was a very engaging individual, very able, so we didn't have that much of a problem working together, and we hit it off very well. We were looking for some way to put Seaboard and Chessie together in the early 80s, mid-80s, because we had operated them as separate systems for several years, but we felt it was getting time that we should start getting them together, and we made a lot of studies about how we could structure the company without offending everyone. And our consultants came up with the idea, let's group by function rather than by geography. And everybody was so upset that they forgot whether they were Chessie or Seaboard, and everybody worked together. But the biggest benefit was in the mechanical area, where the mechanical department had sort of been a stepchild, furnishing whatever the operating department wanted. And so we decided, let's make mechanical a separate cost center, and let's look at the economics of having a viable, profitable, sensible mechanical area, regardless of what sales and operations wanted. And it worked. We made many savings on consolidating our fleet, standardizing things. Without that, I'm not sure how we would have gotten chassis and seaboard people worked together as well as we did.